What's good, YouTube? Okay, I'm back here with the Dinosaur combo, generic combo that a lot of you might remember from the past, having Solo eating Oviraptor and Dragonic Diagram. By the way, check out the deck profile if you guys haven't already. It was my previous video that showcases this deck with the new Doodle Beast monsters that we just got. But without further ado, we'll just dive into this combo. It's a 2-card combo. You first and foremost normal summon the Oviraptor to add the baby. Baby Ceratosaurus in this case. We're going to activate diagram to use the effect. You guys know the drill. Gonna pop the baby because somehow like killing babies makes the dinosaurs stronger. I guess some kind of cannibalism. We're gonna add the 1 copy of Lithogasm, and then we're gonna trigger the effect of the baby in the graveyard to special summon another copy of a baby. By the way, this is actually the exact same. If you happen to open a baby and diagram, you would just normal summon the baby that you add off of Soul Eating Oviraptor. So it's pretty much the same thing. But from here, we're going to use Soul Eating Oviraptor's effect to target the baby Ceratosaurus to destroy it, and then special summon a dinosaur from our graveyard. So we're special summoning the other copy that we didn't pop. So then the one that we popped can activate in the graveyard, special summon another copy of the baby. So we basically get a free special summon from deck after the smoke clears. From here, we're going to have to special summon the other copy of the baby Ceratosaurus, so the 3rd copy. And then from here, because we have 2 Ursas on the grave that we can pop, we're going to use the effect of True King Lithogasm to destroy 2 other monsters in our hand and our face-up field, including an Earth monster. And because they're both Earth types, we can actually use, on the same effect, we can actually use it to look at our opponent's extra deck and banish up to 3 monsters with it with different names. So we can banish like a Kitkelos, Kaleidoheart, and then something else. And basically the game is almost over there. Even against Sprite, we can banish like an Elf, a Gigantic, banish like any of their utility cards, and then all of a sudden they're only down to 1 Gigantic and 1 Elf, because most Sprite players are only playing 2 right now, because it is like better against the tier limits to have the other options that they play, like Wallow. So like we're already ahead. And then, of course, we get the 2 baby effects in the graveyard, so we're going to use those, activate that. The first one we're going to special summon is actually the Animadorned Archosaur, and the other one is the Petite Pteranodon, because we are out of the copies of the babies. And then on the new chain, we're going to use Animadorned Archosaur's effect. So if this card is normal special summon, you can destroy 1 dinosaur monster in your hand or face-up field to pop the Petite Pteranodon to add a copy of the pill. So we can hold this pill for later. We can special summon our big dude, the Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. Because baby Pteranodon was popped, we can use that effect to special summon the one and only Scrap Raptor. So this is going to be a super clutch extender for our plays, given that he has his own mini scrap engine to special summon more copies from the deck and also give us level 4 tuner access. From here, don't really need the Archosaur anymore, so might as well just link it off so we don't forget this step, because it's crucial to get the Linkuriboh into the graveyard for double evolution pill, because it is actually harder to banish later. If we didn't have this worm, it'd be actually, we'd have no way to get access to this pill, because we do have to banish a non-dinosaur monster as well as dinosaur monsters. So we're just going to special summon the Secure Gardener now, because why not? And the thing is, no one's really playing Nibiru right now, or like other hand traps like Valor or Imperm for that matter. So we can do all these plays unimpeded. Previously, Nibiru was kind of scary because Miscellaneous Star was only at 1, and it also still hits the Scrap Engine, even if we're under Misc. But now, like, no one's playing that, so it doesn't matter. I'm not really thinking about Nib the whole entire time, just doing my plays unimpeded. And again, this is off 2 cards, so we do have other 3 cards in our hand that could be extenders or disruption. Moving on. Okay, so from here, we're not actually going to use the Scrap Raptor's effect yet, because it does pop a card that we control, and we do want to take advantage of that later by popping more babies, because popping babies is good in this deck. So we're going to link these off into the Scrap Wyvern. Scrap Wyvern's effect, obviously 2 monsters, including a Scrap monster, so we used Raptor and Gardna. You can target 1 Scrap monster in your graveyard, special summon it, then destroy 1 card you control, so why not? Let's do that. We're going to special summon back the Raptor. And then we are actually going to destroy the Scrap Raptor, because the second effect of Scrap Wyvern says, if another face-up Scrap monster is destroyed by a card effect while you control this monster, you can special summon 1 Scrap monster from your deck, then destroy 1 card on the field. So, okay. Because Scrap Raptor was destroyed, we can actually use the effect to search our deck for any Scrap card. So, or I guess non-tuner Scrap monster, but it doesn't really matter because we only play 1. Chainlink 1 Scrap Wyvern, special summon decks. Chainlink 2 Scrap Raptor to add. just to play around, like, I don't know, random Ghost Ogre, which we didn't know they don't have, obviously, but just for good measure. And then we're going to add Scrap Chimera, and then we're going to special summon the other copy of the Scrap Raptor with the effect of Scrap Wyvern. From here, we have to pop a card, obviously, because it is mandatory. You can special summon, then destroy one card on the field. So let's just destroy a diagram so we keep our monsters on the field. And then from here, we are going to link off the Lithogasm because you don't really need it, and the Scrap Wyvern to special summon Sprite Elf. This is really, really important because Sprite Elf allows us to special summon back a copy of a baby because it is level 2. And then from there, we can use the effect of Scrap Raptor. You can target one monster you control, destroy it. Also, during your main phase this turn, you can normal summon one Scrap monster in addition to your normal summon or set. So we're going to destroy the Baby Ceratosaurus by targeting it. So we gain the extra normal summon. And because Baby Ceratosaurus was destroyed, again, it's not once per turn, we can special summon again from our deck. So we're going to go ahead and special summon the Miscellaneosaurus. So this allows us to push through more of our plays. We're going to overlay this and the Soul Eating Oviraptor for Abyss Dweller. We could make Doka, but then the Miscellaneosaurus, we have no way to detach it unless our opponent uses a monster effect. So it's better to use Dweller here so we can continue to extend our plays. So we're going to go ahead and detach this. So the opponent's under Dweller. We have Misk in the graveyard. And then this is kind of cool. We can actually banish Miscellaneosaurus with 4 other dinos, rather. 1, 2... just, it doesn't really matter where you banish. Just make sure you do leave at least one Baby Ceratosaurus in your grave because it is useful for later. Gonna banish the Arcador and then this, so that's 5. And then we can special summon the copy of Doodle Stego from our deck, which is super, super nice. It's funny. You could also summon Giant Rex here and then make a Doka if you know you're playing against something like Sprite, for example. But I like this play because it gives you the same amount of disruptions. Obviously, Doka giving you 2 disruptions. Stego also gives you 2 disruptions, but it kind of diversifies it. It puts 1 into your hand. And you'll see what I mean, because when this card is summoned, we can activate the effect to add a copy of Doodle Book, and then we can discard it on the to resolve the effect. So we have Doodle Book in our grave, and then next turn, we can banish the to search for a Tyranno that we can normal summon and then pop. And then here, because we have these 2 monsters, I don't know if they're any good level 9 synchros. I don't think there are, but I think IP Masquerena is like obviously one of the best disruptions I can think of right now. So let's just make that. So obviously if you got Giant Rex, yeah, you could make Doka instead, but then this way we got Doodle Book. We have IP Masquerena plus a Tyranno, so it's still 2 interruptions. It's not necessarily as good because we can't negate the effects of tier monsters in the grave. But again, like Doka could also be chain blocked, right? So like this diversifies our options, so we can choose what we stop instead of like our opponent chain blocking us and then potentially running over the Doka by battle, for example. So now we have IP Masquerena. We have Doodle Book in the graveyard. Again, we have not normal summoned yet, so we can go ahead and normal summon. Well, we didn't additional normal summon is what I'm saying with the Raptor. We can special back the Raptor, and then we can make the Borreload Savage Dragon, use the effect to equip the Scrap Wyvern, so it does have 2 counters on it, so we have Negates, and then we still have the Double Evolution Pill, so we can use that to banish a Dinosaur and a non-Dino. Oh, let's actually banish the other one, because Linkable does have a relevant effect in the graveyard, in case we choose to attribute a level 1 later. And then we can actually banish a copy of Raptor because we have 2. We can special summon out the Conductor Tyranno, and then boom. Like this is our end board off 2 cards. We still have 3 cards in our hand. We could have Magnemite. We could have other disrupts in our hand. We could have like Called By. So this is just off 2 cards. We have the Abyss Dweller obviously on their turn. We have the IP that gives us options. We can go into Appaloosa. We can go into Crusader Avermax that cannot be destroyed by card effects. We can go into Nightmare Unicorn if we have to. Kind of crazy. So that's already 2 disrupts. We have the Sprite Elf as well to special summon back the baby that we have engraved, so it can be used to pop for the Ultimate Conductor Final and then continue our plays. Search Oviraptor, special summon, search Follow-Up, search a Pankrotop, search something, anything. And then we have Savage Dragon. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 negates on top, or 4 disruptions, I should say, on top of the Elf, which gives us card advantage. And then on their turn, we can actually banish this because it is a trap that can be activated, except during the turn that it's sent to the graveyard. So our opponent's turn is a new turn. We can banish it to add this new Doodle Beast Tyranno, And then in their main phase, we can use this as disruption. We can activate the effect of tribute. And because we have Elf, we are able to bring back the baby Ceratosaurus. Let's say we use the effect of Conductor to pop this to book their monsters. Baby Ceratosaurus will activate. It will summon the Overafter, which we can use the effect to add another copy of a follow-up. Let's say, for example, maybe another copy of Overafter himself, because you can search himself, or another copy of Dogram, for example, to tribute something. But I think this is better because we can search for follow-up when we have more information, when we know what our opponent's end board is going to be. And then we can actually use Doodle Beast Tyranno's effect to tribute off this Overafter. So we don't have to tribute the Conductor Tyranno. And then this will be a non-targeting pop for any monster in your opponent's turn. So again, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 disruptions plus follow-up, plus 3 other cards in our hand that could be like a Magma, which is just a 6 disruption, which is just crazy. And again, like IP Masquerena, you know, if you make something like Appaloosa, that's just extra negates on top of, you know, what everything that you have so far. So yeah, this is like a quick combo I thought of. If you guys have any way to make this better, definitely let me know in the comments below, because I know this deck is actually really hard to play. There's so many combo lines, and then depending on your hand and depending on the matchup, you know, there's so many different boards that you can actually go into. So maybe there's another board that you can go into with Doka as well, or Lagia. Let me know in the comments below if you guys find anything. Sprite Elf, obviously, in this deck is just insane because you can bring back the babies, so you have that option. But again, I just wanted to make this quick combo video. It's already like in the 10-minute mark. I'm going to try and make some more combos for this deck. If you guys have any suggestions below, let me know. And definitely rate, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, so I can continue to make these videos. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Ciao.